Good morning. This is October the 4th, Wednesday, 2023, and we are in BBA first semester, section 8 English class. And yesterday we started reading the story covered by Premchand, and we also made notes about exposition setting. We said we will focus on characters, dialogue, action, plot, etc. And we read section 1. There are 6 sections. And we saw that in section 1, Prema and Kesav are in a park. They are dating, and all people have gone. And then Prema and Kesav are having conversation, and there is a hot discussion going on between Prema and Kesav. And this hot discussion is that Kesav wants Prema to tell her parents about this love affair. Kesav says, "Tell your parents we are in love. We should tell them." And Prema says that it's not easy for her to disclose this news because this will make their parents distressed. And then Kesav says that you are slave of old traditions, and Prema says that no, I'm not the slave of old traditions, but simply I do not know how to disclose this news to my parents without hurting them. And then Prema and Kesav have this discussion, and finally Kesav says that he threatens Prema. He says, understand, if I do not get you, I can go to any extent, meaning that I can commit suicide. And these days, have you heard stories about young people where they are in love, and when the girl denies, the boy brings acid and then pours acid?
Yes.
You have read such stories? So violence, many times there is a heavy presence of violence in love, right? Have you seen? Love is often accompanied with violence. And if you see newspapers, this violence is mostly on the part of the boys. And the victim of such a violence are the girls, right? So here we don't have similar violence, but still Kesav is threatening Prema that if you do not, if you disagree, if it doesn't end in marriage, his point is, look here what it says. He says, yes. Where does it say somewhere? Yes, in paragraph 11. You will drive me crazy with your rationalizations, Kesav said harshly. Just understand this. This is a threat. Just, the boy says, just understand this. If I am disappointed, I cannot go on living. Look, he is saying I'll commit suicide. If I am disappointed means if he say no to me. Look this threat. This is not a good idea. I am materialist, and it's not possible for me to be satisfied with some intangible happiness in the world of imagination. When Kesav says, let's marry, Prema knows that caste will not let us marry, and Prema knows family will not let us marry. So Prema says, why do we have to be husband and wife? Cannot be just friends. And then Prema says, Prema, I'm a materialist, not idealist like you. For a materialist, love means being husband and wife, having sex, having children. Very frank.
So cheating.
Because Kesav is materialist. For Kesav, love is body.
Yes.
For Kesav, love is in the body. For Prema, love is beyond the body in the soul. So Prema is an idealist. An idealist can be in love without the body. Because for the idealist, love is an idea. For materialist, love is a kiss. Love is a hug. Love is in the bed. For materialist. For idealist, love is an idea, it can be in the soul. See the problem, see the conflict. Because Prema and Keshav have different ideology about what love is. And this is one reason there is a problem in the story. So we read section 1 yesterday, right? And we read section 2. And we saw how Prema comes home. And then Prema and mother are talking. And then mother says, why don't you sleep? And Prema cannot sleep because Keshav has given her threat. And Prema is disturbed, cannot sleep. And then mom and Prema talk. And then mother says that she is not able to find a boy for her in the Banya community. She says, right? And they talk about marriage, and the mother says, daughter, you should learn some kitchen work also. Because who knows where you will get married. If you are lucky, you get good husband, good life. If you are unlucky, you get bad husband, bad life. And then Prema thinks that her life is like a journey in the dark tunnel. Because she has no control over her life. We read this thing. And we finished section 2 yesterday, right? We'll read section 3 very fast. We'll read line by line. We'll read line by line. When she got up early, I read, you follow. When she got up early in the morning, Prema was aware of her strange new courage. Look, Prema went to bed with a timid heart that my life is like a journey in the tunnel. Section 1, section 2, section 3. In section 1, normal. Section 2, tension. Section 3, further tension. And there is a reversal. For example, in section 3, look, in section 3, Prema has new courage. So there is in a story, there are movements. Prema has, what is this new courage? We all make important decisions on the spur of the moment as though some divine power impelled us toward them. And so it was with Prema. Until yesterday, she had considered her parents' ideas as unchallengeable. But facing the problem, courage was born in her. Much in the way a quiet breeze coming against a mountain sweeps over the summit in a violent gust. Prema thought, agreed, this body is my mother's. Prema thought, agreed, this body is my mother's and father's. But whatever my own self, my soul is to get, must be got in this body. To hesitate now would not only be unfitting, it would be fatal. So Prema says, if I hesitate now and do not tell my parents that I love Keshav, it will be fatal. Because Keshav said, I'll commit suicide.
So spur means what?
Huh?
SPU or spur means what?
What?
Spur means what?
Oh, spur. Oh, what is that phrase?
Second part.
Second, yes. On the spur of the moment, if you take a decision on the spur of the moment, you take instant decision. Football players take decisions on the spur of the moment. They are in the action and they take decision. Cricket players take decisions on the spur of the moment. The ball comes and you catch. You don't need to stop and think, what shall I do? If you take decisions on the spur of the moment, you take decisions instantly. Okay. So look what she says. Not to hesitate would be fatal. Why fatal? Because Keshav said, if you disappoint me, I will commit suicide. Then it's just a business bargain with the body. Could you give yourself without love? And she rebelled against the idea that she could be married off to somebody she had never seen. Look, she rebelled against the idea that you could be married to somebody never knew. So Prema goes against arranged marriage. Because in section 2, paragraph 15-16, Prema's mother told Prema that we are trying to find a boy for you. And when Prema says, about love marriage, then mother says, love marriage never brings good result. And in our community, there is no love marriage. Mother says, and Prema is scared. Then she goes to bed thinking that my life is useless. Next morning, she says, no, I will fight back with my parents. I'll revolt. So do you see, in section 3, there is a change in plot. Prema's mood had changed. Up to section 2, Prema was 20-year-old kind of girl. In section 3, Prema has become a new girl. Okay. So, paragraph 21. After breakfast, she had started to read when her father called her affectionately. You know, at home, parents have their own talk about children. So, Mama had a talk with her daughter last night. So, Mama told Daddy that we need to talk to child, but she seems to be, and maybe Mama had some guess, but daughter is in love. Now, Daddy calls daughter. Something similar happens in your home also, right?
Yes.
It is Gargar ki kahani. This story is Gargar ki kahani. You are Prema, you are Keshav, right? After breakfast, she had started to read when her father called her affectionately. Yesterday, I went to see your principal and he had a lot of praise for you. The father is very clever. Actually, the father has called Prema to tell her that he has found a boy for her. So before he could break the news, father is buttering her. Right? To make sure that Prema doesn't say no. So he starts by praising her. You are only saying that. No, it's true. Then he opened a drawer of his desk and took out a picture set in a velvet frame. This is how I was married. Exactly. Exactly. My father, one evening, when I was doing massage to my father in the bed, he went in room, opened the money box, brought a picture and showed me and said, do you like this girl? Exactly like this. So this is Gargar ki kahani, right? This is something similar will happen to you. One day your daddy will come to your room with a picture, right? If you are not in love. Okay, let's move ahead. He showed it to her and said, this boy came out first in the civil service examination. You must have heard of him. I remember one movie where Sunil Thapa is the villain, and I don't know the hero, I forgot. The hero falls in love with the Sunil Thapa's daughter, and then the hero goes to Sunil Thapa's home asking for daughter's hand. And the first question Sunil Thapa asks is, "Ke jagir khanchau?" The father says, have you seen it in society? Parents, when they marry their daughter, the first thing they look is the job of the child. What job? How much does he earn? How much money does he earn? Can he support my child or not, my daughter? He had brought up the subject in such a way as not to give away his intention, but it was clear to Prema. She saw through it at once. If you see through something, you understand intentions. Without looking at the picture, she said, no, I don't know who he is. Prema said, I don't know, but that day, the boy's picture had been published in Kantipur. And father came with the picture. Look, he's such a boy. Read it. With pained surprise, her father said. Pained surprise means the father pretended to be surprised. What? You haven't even heard his name? His picture and an article about him are in today's paper. Actually, that boy was selected in Lok Sabha, and there was a news, and daddy came with a picture. Baby, here is a boy for you. Lok Sabha boy. What do parents look in a boy? Job. If government job, best. Suppose they are, Prema said, okay, no problem. He may be in the paper. The examinations don't mean anything to me. I always assume that people who took those exams must be terribly conceited. After all, what do they aim for except to lord it over their wretched, penniless brothers and pile up a fortune doing it? That's no great career to aspire to. Prema said, people who get government jobs, they're corrupt people. They take bribery, they earn money. So, and a government job holder is not an ideal candidate for me, Prema says, because they are not honest. For Prema. The objection was spiteful, unjust. Father felt hurt. Daddy felt very bad. Because daddies believe that daughters will never say no to them. And when daughters say no, the no falls on daddies like an atom bomb. See that movie? 9 Navandula 1, 9 Navandula 2, 9 Navandula 3, 9 Navandula 4. Oh God, what a foolish people. What does 9 Navandula mean? A girl is supposed to say no, never no to the boy. When the boy says, may I kiss? Oh God, what a bad idea. What a bad idea. Is that a good idea?
No.
But that's what the movie teaches. Hell with that movie. Hell with that movie. That is teaching the girls. But if a boy says, then offer. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. You should know. You should learn to say no when necessary. So we should make a movie. Not Nai Na Bhandula. We should make a movie Nai Bhandula. We should have a movie Nai Bhandula. But we are making a movie Nai Na Bhandula. And such movies like Nai Na Bhandula, they teach you bad things. They teach you to surrender to the boys. And that's a bad idea. That's why I never went to watch the movie. Why should I watch a movie that is teaching a bad thing to my daughter? So, when Prema says no, daddy is shocked. Because daddy thought children will say never to their parents, no to their parents. In traditional society, children are never expected to say no to their parents, particularly in marriage questions. Particularly marriage questions. That's right, okay. The objection was spiteful and unjust. Her father had assumed that after his eulogy, he began by saying, daughter, I met a principal and principal tells you came first in class. He was praising him. And he thought after this praise, Prema will say, okay daddy. But he was shocked. See the conflict. You always have such conflict between older generation and the younger generation. Have you seen? This is Gargar ki kahani, right? We always have such conflict between parents and children. Okay. When he had listened to her answer, he said sharply, you talk as though money and power mean nothing to you. Daddy says, this boy who is getting a government job, he will earn money tomorrow. And you mean money and power is nothing? Now look what she says. That's right. You got it right. They don't mean a thing to me. I look for self-sacrifice in a man. Look. Father, daughter, man. Daughter says, man is great. Man is great if he can sacrifice himself. Father says, man is great if he has money and power. So do you see? Father is a materialist. Father is materialist. Daughter is idealist. Daughter is. So the conflict in this story is between materialism and idealism. Okay. I look for self-sacrifice in a man. I know some boys who would not accept that kind of position Even if you try to force it on them, I know some boys, she is hinting at Keshav. She is hinting at Keshav. And in her heart she is saying, Keshav wouldn't get such a job where he takes bribery. My Keshav is honest. My Keshav can do self-sacrifice, because Keshav said earlier, if you disappoint me, I will kill myself. And now she is saying, my Keshav can self-sacrifice. And I love boy who can self-sacrifice, not a boy who goes with a lot of money. I wish you could present a drama on this story. Well, I have learned something new today. He said sarcastically. Sarcastically means you are. What is sarcasm? You know what is sarcasm? When you say something to people and you are actually insulting them in a sense.
Indirectly.
Can somebody say this dialogue sarcastically with acting? Can somebody try? Can somebody throw this dialogue sarcastically? How do you speak? Well, I have learned something new. How do you say with your face? How do you say? Okay. You try. Well, good. You know, in good acting, words are seen in your expressions, right? Expressions. I wish somebody made a TikTok this evening and sent me this stuff, right? Well, I don't know how to do it. I'll try. Well, I've learned something new today. Well, I've learned something. I don't know if I did well, I don't know. But I wish we could act it out, right? Move ahead. Okay, let's move ahead. He said sarcastically, and still I see people swarming around trying to get the meanest little job. I would just like to see the face of one of these fellows capable of such self-sacrifice. If I did, I would get down on my knees to him. Look what he says. Today people are dying for meanest job. And you talk about the boy with self-sacrifice. And he says, if I saw this boy, if I saw your self-sacrifice boy, I will get down on my knees to him. So do you see the conflict between father and son? Conflict between father and daughter. Will you have such conflict with your daddy at home? No. Will you have such conflict? No. Well, are you ready for such conflict? No. You are in love. Will you go to this extent?
No.
Will you do this thing in love?
No.
Oh, in this class I see there are premas, right? A lot of premas, right? So you are not ready to stand against your parents for your life, right? But don't you understand? Your life is your life, not your parents' life.
Because parents will understand if we tell them.
So for you, your parents are more important, right? So you are like prema. Because for prema, parents are more important than others. Move ahead. Perhaps if how strongly I feel that we act out the story. So maybe tomorrow I'll pull somebody randomly and call them to be Prema and Keshav, and Keshav's father, Prema's mother, and he will come here tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to perform this story. Do you have class with you? Do you have class here? So today here is a vacancy. Please let Divakar sir know in this class who is willing to be Prema, who is willing to be Keshav, who is willing to be Keshav's father, who is willing to be Prema's mother, Prema's father, and next class is Sunday.
Yes. So we will direct us.
Next class is Sunday.
Yes, we will direct us.
So Sunday. Sunday we will perform the play and we will publish on social media. Why? We can do that. Why we can't? We can do that.
You will direct us.
So Sunday, yeah.
You will direct us.
Pardon?
You will direct us.
Yes, no problem. You can give me a role, I can play. Maybe I can be the daddy. Maybe I can be Keshav's father, Panditji, right? So Sunday we are going to perform the play. And one role for me, I'll play Keshav's father.
Prema's father.
Keshav's father. I'll play Keshav's father. Because Keshav's father is a very traditional Panditji. So I'll play Keshav's father, and we need Prema's father here, we need Prema's mother, we need Prema, we need Keshav. So done. We'll perform the story Sunday. Let's move ahead. So who wants to be Prema and play the role? Okay, so Miss Basti. Well done. Now funny thing. Okay, who wants to be Keshav? Who wants to be Keshav? Who wants to be Keshav? Hello? We don't need to be shy. We're learning. We are performing a play. So who is willing to be Keshav? Hello, Keshav. So you decide. What I will do after my class, we have a committee discussion, and then you decide Keshav. Okay? You decide. Who is willing to be Keshav? No. You're so shy, please. Hello, Keshav. Who is Keshav? Okay. Okay, you're Keshav. We're done. See? Sumish will play Keshav. Now we need Prema's mother. Prema's mother. Okay. Akriti will play Prema's mother, a traditional woman. Now we need Prema's father, daddy. Prema's father. What's your name? So Ayush will play Prema's daddy. Divakar sir will play Keshav's daddy. So we have found Prema, we have found Keshav, we have found Prema's mother, we have found Prema's father, we have found Keshav's daddy. We have got all right? Okay, now the people who have been given the roles at home read the whole story carefully and particularly read your dialogue multiple times and prepare yourself for acting. At home you can do a rehearsal with the mirror and Sunday we'll perform. Okay, let's see. Good idea. Okay, let's move ahead. So we were in paragraph 28 where daddy says, bring that boy, I'll kneel down. Paragraph 29. Well, I have learned something new today and I still okay. Paragraph 30. Perhaps if she had heard these words, do this thing. You copy all Prema dialogues in a paper. That day you might have to use the paper. You copy all mother dialogues together and prepare. What's the problem? Now we are not going to change anything. We will not change anything. You copy Keshav dialogues, prepare. You copy Keshav Prema's mother and prepare. Perhaps if she had. Actually, I'll stop here for today.